Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed perspective. Now, I'd gotten this for Xbox, but I didn't really start, I started playing it on PC, because I'm shifting over. But I have it, so I can physically point to it and be like, I did not like this. Now, I had played the first game, and I had played the remake of the first game, and that worked out well. I had never played the original Destroy All Humans 2. And the thing is, this just ports it over. There might be some changes, but since I didn't play the original, I am not privy to what those changes might be. I did have weird texture pop-ins and everything, and I went back and forth between doing my Xbox controller and PC controls to try and figure out optimal ways to kind of play the game. I kind of settled on finishing it off, I think, with the Xbox controls. But I didn't like this game because it mainly delves down to pretty much being just the same as the first game, but with a worse kind of story. Like, with the title of Destroy All Humans 2, and Destroy All Humans, you're like, okay, what's Crypto's plan for destroying all humans, his world taking over kind of thing? That doesn't happen here. He is not the one trying to destroy all humans, the Blitzcar that we learned throughout this game. And it's just, he's just a horny motherfucker lusting after this, like, hot Russian spy. And that's about it. Well, this isn't even the original kind of Cryptosporidium 137. That one died, and this one's pure on DNA and has genitalia called the package. And most of his stuff, he just really doesn't have really that many good lines. He does some kind of meta stuff throughout the game, but Pax has kind of the best lines of just being a snarky motherfucker. Also, had like the best kind of joke when we get to the moon. He's like, oh yeah, I contracted this company, North American Shipping Association, NASA. It's like, oh god, I love that joke. But most of all, it's just in 1969, and you do like San Francisco, London, like Tokyo, Tunguska, yeah, and then the moon. And the thing is, I really wasn't going to do much with this game, but after I finished, I'm like, what the fuck? Because we got to Tokyo, and there's a difference between parodying Tokyo and just doing kind of racist stereotypes, and it was just like, what the fuck is kind of going on here? And it isn't really in the story kind of beats, but when you're going around the overworld and everything, and there's stuff that's randomly shouting and everything, because that's the kind of funny stuff that you get in like a GTA game, but it just like, I'm like, what the fuck is kind of going on here? Never mind the fact that I really wasn't doing a lot of weird shit in the world anyway. I was just like going from point A to point B because the overworld didn't really interest me much. It was more just kind of a problem to kind of get through the game. And for a game that's about destroying all humans, a lot of the optional objectives that you need to kind of like upgrade your shit to kill humans with better sometimes involve you just saving humans, which, listen, I'm good with that. I like saving and helping people. But when you're in, it would almost be like having like optional objectives in like a God of War game where you have to like help this certain kind of dude that you're like narratively trying to kill. It's like, what the fuck? It's just dissonance between what's going on, like the objectives versus what's going on in the game. It's like, what? Kind of like what happens in any kind of GTA game where Nico Bellic's expounding upon like the horrors of war before going on a giant murdering city rampage, which is why they kind of did what they did in Grand Theft Auto 5, and you have like your two kind of main ones that are just kind of like, all right, we understand what's kind of going on. And Trevor's just like, I'm insane. I blow shit up and I cause mayhem. Welcome to my world, motherfuckers. Here, it was just like what they were doing with, let's see here. Takashima just did not sit well with me at all. Especially since I've like researched Japan and looked into different kind of history and into Japanese kind of stuff like anime and food and all this different kind of stuff. I was just like, ugh. And I'm not trying to be like some weirdo neat weeb kind of thing of being like, you have to do it like this, that, and the other. Like, it just didn't really look like they were... There's a line between parodying something and just doing like kind of racist kind of stereotypes, and they kind of fit more on that kind of route rather than the kind of parodying that they really needed to kind of go for, mainly in the overworld. When you're kind of going through with the doctor that you have to save, no real kind of issues. They're parodying more of the James Bond of what's kind of going on there. The Ninja Clan just... I don't know what their fucking objective was. It was kind of funny that you have the White Ninja Clan and the Black Ninja Clan, and it was down to like who picked the color first. But they were trying to do this weird shit of the Arc-Voodle shit. Was just like, we need something to kind of like fill this fucking shit with, and it just was trying to get them into the Arc-Voodle cult, and to get them to get you the weaponry and shit was just... God, and why do you have dialogue choices in this shit? It just sometimes lengthened it out because I'm just like, I just want to be done with this so I can play the game. You know what I mean? And sometimes even playing the game didn't feel that good. Like trying to get around, like I wish you could have upgraded the jetpack to actually just be a jetpack so you could just blast through, and then like, oh, but then you won't use the skating ability. Yeah, because I could probably get to someplace faster. There should be more kind of progression systems of what's kind of going on for your gear and shit. Using the skates in the beginning, or just using it because I want to have fun with it. Otherwise, I want to get to certain kind of places as fast as I fucking can. Saucer felt kind of just like weird shit. Mainly because I like switched between different kind of controls of like keyboard and mouse versus controller. And I had to go back to controller because I'm like, it felt better to do certain kind of commands with the controller for pretty much like flying, like figuring out how to pick shit up lightly versus having it holding to like thunder shoot it to some other kind of thing. But we see him pretty much going through trying to figure out this vast conspiracy with the KGB. There, of course, are under the control of the Blisk. We get these spores that turn people into monsters that you use anal probes to knock the spores out of and then kill them. Most of the gear is just okay. You mainly just stick... I just mainly stuck with the Zap-O-Matic, the Disintegrator one, and the anal probe when I'm forced to use it. But other than that, I just really didn't use much of the other kind of weapons. Same with the saucer. And then upgrading it... Oh my god. Upgrading the abilities was so... Oh god, interacting with the system really fucking sucked. In order to upgrade the abilities, you'd have to go to certain kind of areas and suck people up. This is what, trying to figure that out was just stupid. Because you have to switch, they're like, you have to track. It's like, alright, cool. Am I tracking this thing? You have to switch to the thing that sucks people up to see that you've got it tracked or not. Then you have to figure out where the fucking things are to suck them up, because you have to suck up certain kind of people. It just... And it would only give you certain kind of things, like you're building up your telekinesis so that way when you shoot shit at things, they like explode. Which created issues for me when I was doing side missions, because I accidentally blew up a fucking car that killed a dude that then had me have to redo the whole kind of side mission. But I kind of just stopped doing the side missions at a certain point because nothing was really... I wasn't really getting much out of it. Even the upgrade stuff, I'd upgraded the weapons that I already was using, and I was like done with that. The Arc-Voodle one, the weapon at the end really didn't give me much either. It was this thing where I would like shoot bait to get like a beast to like eat people with. I'm like, alright. This was just a really... I liked how they set up the 50s better than what they were doing with the 60s. Granted, I understand free love, all that kind of stuff, hippies and shit, but when literally you've devolved the character to, I just want to fuck this chick, and then his reward at the end, after he's fought like the space alien and shit and killed it and lost the woman he loves, he clones her and gives her like Furon abilities and shit, and then just let me know when you're ready for re-entry. It's like, oh yeah, I made some improvements. Like, that's it. Now, love, relationships, all that kind of stuff, that's fine and all. And having, like, only to a certain kind of extent is fine as well. When that's the whole thing, and he's, well, like, I'm a horny motherfucker throughout the whole entire game, it's really just tedious and annoying. I wanted more of Pox, pretty much at this point, because he gets like shot down in the beginning of the game and is like a hologram dude and just being a sassy motherfucker. He's got better lines and better line delivery than Crypto, and that sucks because I'm playing as Crypto, and I liked Crypto in the first game. I was just disappointed with this. I mean, I had enjoyment of being like testing my skills and utilizing the weapons in certain kind of ways and getting through different kind of challenges, but when I play games, I want to have good gameplay that I'm able to kind of immerse myself in, and this was adequate. Nothing much really evolutionary front from the first game, but alright. And, like, the world, the lore building, the characters, once I start losing that kind of stuff, it's like, ugh. It's like the inverse of Deadly Premonition. That one had world, lore building, and everything. I would have rather enjoyed that as a show or a movie. Because of, if I have to fight the gameplay to get through it, that's not going to endear me to the story and the characters. I will not say that the story and characters are bad, but when I've got to just like fight, being able to aim and to get through shit and to get through buggy shit, that's going to vastly affect how I view that game and what kind of goes on with that. And then, if I'm doing a kind of challenge like in here and trying to do additional objectives and try and upgrade my shit, and I'm just getting to another kind of cutscene where we're getting more innuendo, it's just essentially innuendo the game. When that's all it is, that's when I'm just bored. I'm not saying you shouldn't have that, but you need to, like, balance that shit. That's like when you have, like, an anime show or game where it's just all fan service and just, like, nothing's taken seriously and they're trying to do jokes or tsundere stuff, and you're just, where's the serious stuff? Like, you can't just do all that at the same time. That's where Marvel sometimes loses their balance, especially with, like, Thor Love and Thunder. You have to rein Taika Waititi in. Thor Ragnarok worked because there was a balance of the jokes and the seriousness of what was going on. Then they just fucking let everything kind of go in Love and Thunder, and we get literally one of the best villains that you could have had, Gore the God Butcher from the comics, and his execution is completely and utterly overshadowed by complete and utter mess of a fuck thing going on. Ugh. So, if you enjoyed Destroy All Humans 1, I wouldn't recommend this because you could just replay Destroy All Humans 1. Yeah. I was just really surprised and disappointed at how this was kind of going, and at first I wasn't really going to do much on it, but how they did at the Japan level just floored me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Ugh. And it just snowballed from there where it's like, oh god, what? And then thinking about the story and what's kind of going on and how the gameplay works out, it's just like, nah, I wouldn't recommend this because it does a disservice to the characters, the world, the lore. It's just like, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you had fun and you enjoyed it, that's good. Take that. Do that. Just ignore my fucking ass. That's quite alright. That's cool. I got no problems with that. So those are my opinions on the game. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.